sharks in their place, hunters ensure they'll stay in their lane, so we don't have a Planet of the Apes situation on our hands.
Oh boy. So I finally got to sit down and play Maneater on the Xbox One X, and I have to be honest, it's pretty shallow. Pun intended on that one. I actually thought that one ahead of time. Essentially, the story kind of goes by, hey, you're a baby shark, but not the song Baby Shark, just in case I don't get flagged for that song. Of all things I'd take a copyright strike on, not that song. Get it out of your head. Now, so you start off the story playing as your mom, and you end up getting captured, your mom dies, and they release you as a baby shark. Basically seek revenge on the person that killed your mother. Fair enough. Unfortunately, the game is just very, again, bad choice of words, but it's shallow. Graphically speaking, the game doesn't look horrible. I think the game actually looks fairly decent. The details on the shark himself look really good. I think it works really well. It is using the Unreal 4 engine, and take that as what you will. Usually the Unreal 4 engine can look really good. The environments themselves look really solid in this game. The cutscenes themselves have this almost like a Sea of Thieves look to them, a little bit, vaguely, but they look good. And I really enjoyed the cutscenes. And the whole game itself is filmed like a documentary, like a Shark Week, or a Deadliest Catch situation where you have this film crew aboard this boat that hunts sharks. And it's kind of quirky. It's got some good laughs. Voice acting is really solid in it. I love the narrator that joins us on the journey the whole time. Really adds a lot to the game. Now, when it comes to graphics of the fish swimming around, they don't look too bad. Humans on land are kind of finicky. They just, I don't know, you don't get close enough to them to really see any details, which is fine. I'm not saying it needs it. But they kind of just flail about. They don't move much in that sense, especially with a huge menacing shark trying to eat them. Makes it pretty easy. Back on the gameplay section, it is very simplistic, which is not a bad thing. You swim and you eat. You do have this kind of tail whip ability that you can use now and again. Personally, I actually forgot I had it for a good portion of the game because the easiest thing to do is start chomping and just keep eating things, getting bigger. And as you eat things, you get some different upgrade materials that you'll use for your evolutions, which is actually a great turn on the game. Other than just being a standard shark, you actually get the ability to do a shadow ability, kind of like a poison effect on your enemies around you, or a bone ability to give yourself some more plating and more being able to take more damage. And then the last one, electrified, so you can deal damage from areas around you. And this was fun, and you can actually alter every piece of you, so your fins, your tail, your head, your body. And if you match up multiple parts of the same, they give you an increased boost as well. Now, when it comes to the quests in the game, and this is probably the part that I had the biggest problem with, I put 10 hours into the game in less than a week. And it's definitely a situation that there is nothing that alters the gameplay. It's all the quests deal with you swimming here, eating this, swimming here, eating that. Go here, eat 10 humans. Go here, eat 14 hammerhead sharks. Go here, eat 5 parrotfish. Whatever the case may be, that's the extent of the quest system. Now, there are boss encounters in the water, and there's boss encounters with humans. The water boss fights are kind of cool, but again, there's not much variation to them. It's if you're in the swamp, it's a beefed up alligator that kind of looks a little war torn and rugged, and they look really good. And you just keep attacking them until they die. Humans, this one is probably the area that I had the biggest problem with, is you actually have to eat humans to increase your threat level, like Grand Theft Auto styled, and then you have to keep eating hunters until your bar fills up. Once your threat meter is full, the boss for the humans will come out, and there's 10 different bosses to go through on this as well. And you have to keep going through these sections, rinse and repeat. So you go eat a human, eat a few more. They send boats at you, which start shooting rockets and start just firing guns at you. You then eat and destroy boats to make the boss come out to eat him. And again, it just got really old really quick. And I hate criticizing it because that's what the game is. It's called Maneater. But I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more than that. Now, during my gameplays, I did run into several issues. Early in the gameplay, I ran into a section that I couldn't eat anymore, so I could no longer play Maneater. I was just big fish, and that was really annoying. I had to actually die. I was in an encounter, and I died. So as soon as I came back, I was able to eat, though, which was good. Also had another time that I completely lost music and sound. I was in an encounter yet again, and as I was attacking, all of a sudden there was no attacking sounds, there was no eating sounds, nothing. It was almost silence. And then there'd be times that I would like go underwater, or all of a sudden sound would come back for a few moments and then go out again. And I didn't know what was going on, so yet again I escaped and I saved it by closing out, coming back in, and sound was back. I don't understand these graphical problems or the sound issues. It was annoying and just not, it didn't make the experience any better. And then there's certain times that you get loading screens in this, and yet again, it happens when I'm in these battles. So I don't know if it's just taking place at the wrong places, but if you're taking place in a battle or swimming between areas even, of like out near the end game, which is the Gulf, and you're getting close to the shores of another area, the game will start auto-loading and cut you off. Even if you're in the middle of a fight or a fish or eating or whatever, it'll just cut you off instantly. It's little nuances like this that make the game very hard to recommend. Now, while this is the first impressions, I actually put 10 hours into the game. And it's just a hard one to recommend. I would honestly probably been even happier. I shouldn't say, I have a good feeling I'd be happier if this game was 5 hours for $25, $20. I feel like 10 hours, and that was me following a majority of the main line. That's not going off and doing a lot of things. I did do a few side quests here and there of, eat the box or eat the license plate. But for the most part, it was do the quests, and it just takes that much time. And again, I kind of wish it was 5 hours long. To be honest, it felt just really rough at 10 hours. It was a hard one for me to finish. To kind of wrap everything up, overall, I think it was an okay game, and okay at best, especially for $26. I felt like the storyline was actually not too bad. It was a revenge story that was kind of quirky. It had a great narrator to everything. Graphically speaking, decent looking, rough around the corners with a few bugs that were very glaring, and just no real depth to anything. The abilities are probably the best part of the game, but once I got near the end game of being able to put all the bone plating on myself, I was a unstoppable beast at that point, and I could just take all the bullets and just keep attacking and really not take much damage. It was kind of cool. It was fun. The other abilities, the shadow ability, I really enjoyed, and the electric ability was all right, but I just don't see much value in this game, especially at a $40 asking price. Again, at $20, okay, I probably wouldn't say that. It wasn't too bad, but again, I'd been happy to play $20 for this game at 5 hours instead of 10. I don't think I've ever said that in a game, that I would pay the same price, basically, of what I did. I just want it to be shorter. It just blows my mind. So that wraps up the first impressions for Maneater. If you'd like to see some gameplay footage on it, click the link to your left. That'll take you to a running no commentary playlist where you can check it out for yourself. And if you like what you see and you want to see some more, click the link to your right. That'll take you to the channel itself, where I have tons of videos going on over there. And until next time, you guys stay frosty.